It's Beyond the Pod.
You're listening to Beyond the Pod.
Yo, let's go. You're on the
You're listening to Beyond the Pod.
Hey guys, Paulie Walnuts here, thanking you for tuning in. This is Season 2, Episode 1 of Paulie on the Pod. But before we get started, I'd like to send my thoughts, prayers, and positive vibes out to everybody worldwide being affected by the coronavirus pandemic. I know that on social media I've made a bunch of jokes about it, but it is a very serious matter, and myself and my family are taking it very seriously. Due to the coronavirus pandemic, obviously, and the social distancing and all of the stay-at-home mandates that are going on in major cities, my guests for my first several episodes are going to be via phone. And we're going to do the best that we can to bring you some very interesting, awesome guests that will hopefully, spark your interest, your curiosity, and your creativity. But we'll be doing phone interviews, so please bear with us because you know how it can be. Sometimes they'll break in and out. Now, episode 1, starting off, giving a big thanks and shout outs to our sponsors, starting with Overcast Fishing Apparel for anglers, by anglers, tattoo-inspired design. If you are a fisherman or fisherwoman, it is 2020 after all, this is the brand for you, especially if you're into tattoos, the tattooing culture, tattoo art, and lifestyle. They're all about it. You can check them out on Instagram at Overcast Fishing Apparel, no dashes, dots, or underscores. And next, we'd like to give a big thanks and shout outs to Pomeroy Woodwork Design. That's traditional craftsmanship, custom design, cabinet making, crown molding and trim, furniture refurbishing and repurposing. You can email them with inquiries at pomeroywoodworkdesign@gmail.com. And you can check them out on Instagram at Pomeroy Woodwork Design. That's POMEROYWOODWORKDESIGN. And finally, we'd like to give a big thanks and shout outs to the first supporter of the podcast. That's Mad Axe Decks. They are custom made and shaped skateboards by a local skateboarder right here in North Florida named Dalton Maddox. Best damn decks you can ride, in my opinion, but don't take my word for it. Hit him up yourself. You can check them out on the gram at mad_axe_decks. That's MAD_ACTS_DECKS. Now, Season 2, Episode 1 is going to be kind of a hodgepodge of guests. And we're still trying to reconfigure everything and reschedule the guests that we initially had scheduled for Season 2. But bear with us. I appreciate you tuning in, liking, and subscribing the channel and the podcast. And here we go. Season 2, Episode 1. We're on the way. Let's get it. Yo, it's your boy Paulie Walnuts here. Glad to have everybody back with me. Season 2. This is officially episode 11. I got my boy, the Black Toilet, all the way from Ohio. What is good? What is good, man? Dude?
What's up, guy?
How have you been, my friend?
I've been really good. I had a lot of time to focus on the things I like to do, so it's beautiful. It's beautiful out here.
Nice, man. So where exactly abouts in the land of Ohio are you?
I am in Marion, Ohio. It's a small town about 58 minutes away from Columbus.
Okay, no doubt. That's not that far. And Columbus is, if I, correct, isn't it a big college town?
Oh yeah, huge. It looks like Tallahassee a little bit.
Hey, then you know it's lit, dude. So tell me, my boy, why the move?
The move honestly was for my mental, to get better mentally and to just clear my mind and just have a reset, honestly. So it feels nice to be up here in complete solitude to get all my bearings back together.
Well, that's good to hear, man, because you already know we talk about all the time. You got to look out for number one. If you are not taking care of yourself, your mind, body, and soul, then you can't take care of nobody. So
You can't, so put you first sometimes,
Well, that's what's up. So tell me about what you got going on. I mean, obviously you're still fucking with the music.
Of course, every day of my life,
You
it's most important.
still with Computer Food?
Well, of course, the Computer Food group has been stronger than ever, ironically, because we're so far apart. We put extra energy into shaping what we have to do. So now it's like more intertwined, as I shall say.
Dope. I can dig it. So how are you guys like keeping in contact most of the time? Like just via social media, or you guys with that WhatsApp or whatever it is?
No, we actually just use a iMessage group chat.
Oh, no doubt.
iMessage group chat, and we also have a Google Drive set up. So anytime we have a beat we want to send out, we just add it to the Google Drive. We hop in iMessage and we let everybody know what we have going on. And then we have FaceTime group calls as well. And we also have a Discord set up. So we're doing all we can to stay in touch with each other, musically and personally. Make sure everyone's good,
Yeah, that's dope, dude. I love it. Glad to hear you guys are sticking through it. So what's now as far as the whole music venture? What do you have in the works? Are you performing up there? I mean, obviously, I know you've been producing. Have you been recording? Like, what's up?
Oh, so recently my computer broke. So we've been
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, so we've been on exclusive GarageBand Mobile.
No, really?
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do with what you have. So we've been working on an EP, 100% GarageBand Mobile exclusive.
Yo, Apple, jump on this. Sponsor this dude for this.
Listen, so yeah, that's all that we can do sometimes,
Hey, that's dope. So tell me, dude, you've been skating much? I know you moved up there and we're having to weather the winter. I know what that's like being from Pittsburgh originally. But have you been able to skate at all or skate much?
Actually, I went skating like once or twice since I've been here, but all of my time is like spent in my room or on my computer, so we haven't really had much time to get outside.
No doubt. Are you in a house or an apartment?
It's kind of like a duplex situation, so it's like a house apartment townhouse kind of situation.
Yeah, no doubt. I fucks with it. I've lived in a couple of those in my time. So we can't have a conversation without talking about it. The whole world is getting just fucked over by this whole coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic. What have you guys been affected up there like we're being affected down here and like in New York and in California and other places?
Well, here honestly, for me, it's hard to tell how everyone is taking apart to it, other than the fact that we went to Walmart and they had one entrance completely closed and the other entrance was separated by like shopping carts with caution tape on it, so everyone had to like get in lines to go into Walmart.
Right.
But that's the only thing I've seen. Like, that's the only effect I've seen recently, because I spend most of my time in the house and I go on like a neighborhood walk every now and again. And
Well, you're
It's
already
not. I mean,
you're already ahead of the game, son. Because down here we're at a stay-at-home order now, effectively at midnight tonight, 12:01 a.m.
that is
Friday.
crazy.
Yeah, and so if you're not going out, if you're not an essential worker, and if you are, unless you're going out for essential supplies like groceries or something like that, you're gonna straight get ticketed or possibly detained for essentially violating a curfew and putting public health and safety at risk. It's wild.
Yeah, that's crazy. See, what I've been telling people, I've been in quarantine since I moved up here. So like,
it sounds like
my
it,
day
dude.
to
It sounds like
my day to day has been like this. So now everyone else gets to experience how it feels to sit at home. And I think this is a beautiful time for creative people, especially because now we don't have a choice but to sit in our room or to sit in the house and just put all of our energy into creating things. So
no doubt.
it's a blessing and a curse for sure.
No doubt. Well, it's been a little bit of a bummer for me, because, I did my first 10 episodes when we decided, when I was getting this all figured out and decided to do a podcast. And I've kind of decided that I'm going to break it up like 3 months of episodes, weekly episodes. And then I'm going to take a month off. So basically, we're looking at like what, three seasons a year, if you will. And so I'm finishing up my month break. I spent this whole last month organizing all of these interviews and these awesome guests to come through. And right as we're like approaching the time for them to come through, all of this is hitting in full effect.
Terrible timing for sure.
Yeah. So, but public safety and everything. I mean, that's I've joked a lot about it on social media, but I'm definitely taking it seriously. And so, that's why I'm like trying to reach out to the homies and all my people that are they're elsewhere in the world. Because if I'm doing phone interviews, it's not going to be with anybody local. You feel me?
Yeah, and I'm extremely honored that you chose to call me and to check up on everything. So I want to say thank you for sure.
Oh, brother, you already know. You kicked off season 1, episode 1. And now you're on season 2, episode 1. I feel like this is just
this is now the tradition.
Like
this is now a tradition.
Yep,
yeah.
Set in stone. Each season.
I'll be extremely upset if someone else starts off an episode. Unless it's like someone of honor. Like if you get George Clinton and he's first episode, you give it off. No second guesses. But anyone below George Clinton, I'm gonna need that first episode spot for sure.
Bro, even if I had the Godfather of Funk, Mr. Parliament Funkadelic himself, you would be right here with me for that, dude. I'm telling you, all right. If anybody would be, I promise you, it's gonna be you, my boy.
I appreciate you, kid.
Yo, so let's talk about this. Jeff fucking Grosso.
Yeah, that's a huge. Like at first, I thought it was a joke.
The boss man.
I should have did a little bit more research before commenting, but
no, dude, it was honestly that was the first thing I thought, and I had to like immediately. I was like, oh fuck you, and yeah, age 51. From what I know in the article I read, died at home of a massive heart attack. The one thing that my girlfriend, my fiance, my better half, my partner, she brought to light, because I was like, man, fuck, this is one of my favorite skaters, and not to mention he's just become such a prominent voice in skateboarding, with love letters to skateboarding and everything, and she was just like, well, at least the COVID didn't get him. And I was like, what?
He went out on his watch for sure.
Yeah, I was like, if there's any solace in it, at least it wasn't because some bullshit fucking pandemic that is wiping the face of the earth. I'd like to think that Jeff's doing sad plants on the half pipe in heaven with Jake Phelps and Monk. And you got Ben Ramers and Pablo and them, fucking skating the stair set to heaven, right to the side. You feel me? Like,
yeah. So
we've lost so many people, bro. It seems like it in the past couple of years, skateboarding. So many prominent people.
and it's just an eye opener to reach out for the ones you love, and to remind people how much you care about them while they're still here. Give them their flowers while you can still smell them. You know what I'm saying? So like,
For sure, give them their flowers while they can still smell them. I love that. That's great.
I saw it on Twitter, and it stuck with me for sure. So, and another thing I was telling people, April 1st would have been the day he chose to go out.
Oh, for
his
sure.
personality, like today, that day was the day he would have chosen to.
Yeah, definitely the day that he was like, dude, if Grasso could have planned it anyway, the day for the news to break of his death being on April Fool's, I feel like that was his last big middle finger to everybody with a big smile. You know what I mean?
For sure.
He's one of the few legends, or the many legends, I should say, that I have not had the pleasure of meeting. He's been one of my favorite skaters for a long time, especially just because of his fuck you attitude, pure love for skateboarding, and honestly, his shape, dude. That's like me being a taller guy. I like the longer wheelbase, and just I've skated probably more Grasso decks in the past 10 years than any other deck. It's been wild, I can't wait. I can't wait to see the Love Letters tribute. I wonder who's gonna do it, and I'm sure after that there will never be another Love Letter again, unless somebody steps up. Unless one of the homies, somebody steps up and just seems like, passing of the torch kind of thing. But I don't know. We'll only time will tell, and I definitely feel like the skateboarding world, after losing so many in the past couple of years, like, it's going to take a little while for everybody to heal. But on a positive
loss for us, for sure.
On a positive note, dude, I seen Ray Barbie inducted into the Skateboarding Hall of Fame.
Well deserved. He deserved every second of that.
I'm like, how is that just now happening in 2020? Like that guy should have been in. He's a fucking beast.
Long overdue.
Yeah, man. So we'll switch gears now. I love that saying. Everybody knows it listens to me, and I'm like, we're going to switch topics. I say, hey, guess what? Let's switch gears. And we're going to go ahead and ask my boy about lawn chair. What is up with it? What's going on?
See, lawn chair is on a brief hiatus. We're taking a little tolerance break for the lawn chair, but I have so many ideas and plans for the next drops. Since I'm getting into the world of 3D animation, just expect that type of creativity
3D
brought
animation
to real life. Yeah, just imagine that world brought to like the creative world brought to the real world we're now living in. That's all I can say as of now. I can't really say too much about what's about to happen.
So you are expanding this whole lawn chair thing into a whole nother realm than when we first brainstormed on it at Kona.
Just know that lawn chair is larger than us now. It's no longer you can no longer reach out and touch it. So like before you can reach out and touch it, now you can think about how it will feel to touch it and then be able to touch it. So just know it's going to enter a creative realm and then back out into ours. So
far out.
It's about to take a wild turn.
Far out. Well, let's go ahead and talk about the Jaguars, my boy. You're all the way up in the land of OH. IO. Are you still a Jags fan?
I am personally a Oakland Raiders fan and a Cleveland Brown fan.
What?
I'm personally a Cleveland Brown fan because they have the nice orange helmets, and
wow.
I'm a Raiders fan because they had one of the worst records I've ever seen. So we have the worst team and one of the worst uniforms, and those are my two favorite teams. And
well, no, I don't know the Cleveland Browns, dude. You talk about one of the worst records, like the Cleveland Browns, bro. Like,
those
come
are
on.
Best teams in my eyes. So yeah, we're Browns and Raiders.
No, like all seriousness, really, you're giving up on the Jags? You done left and you're like, fuck it.
I mean, I'll still wear the jacket. I'll hold it down for the city I was born and raised in. But the Jaguars just need to reset. They just need to fire everybody and start from the ground up, I think.
Hey, well, they got rid of Foles now. And they're getting rid of a whole fucking shit ton of people. You know, what am I talking about? They're complete and fucking build restructure mode. But, you know, DTWD, homie, right? Duval till we die.
Yeah, I mean, Duval will always be a part of my soul, my mind, my body. It's where I was raised, you know, it's where I was taught.
Are you planning
right
on
from
coming
wrong,
back? Are you?
Oh, actually, yeah, I am. Coming back is definitely in the foreseeable future. You know, I'm trying to be back by the start of summer, of like midsummer. You know, I'm trying to
moving back or just visiting.
Oh, for sure. No, coming back for good. Next time I come to Jax, I'll be there for a while.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Well, much love to you and the family. Please, you know, stay safe, my brother.
Well,
with
vice versa.
With all this crazy Corona, COVID-19 madness going on. You know, tell everyone once again where they can find you, and your music and your art, on social media and the World Wide Web.
On Instagram, you can find me at The Black Toilet. On Instagram, you can find us, Computer Food, at CPU Food. On SoundCloud, you can find me at The Black Toilet and produced by Kwanzaa, which is my producer tag I go by, and which is the place I post all the beats and throwaway songs and all the extra fun, what have you. And in the music world, we actually have a EP coming out completely produced by myself and Remy, which is another person in Computer Food. And that'll be out in 4 weeks. You heard it here first. No one else knows when this is coming out, and I'm giving you the exclusive drop date, which is in 4 weeks. 4 weeks. Drop. Be on the lookout. I'm even tell you the name. The name of the tape is ironically "Gotta Get Home."
Gotta get home, my guy. You gotta get home.
Listen,
Duval misses you, bro. I miss you, bro.
Missing out on too much.
Come on, man.
I miss you too, man.
Hey, man.
I called Squirrel the other day, and we had a very heartfelt conversation about the good old days. You know, I wish there was someone who can tell you you're in the good old days while you're in them, you know, because you never know the times you'll cherish the most.
Right.
Are the times that you're in, you know, so hold the people that you love close to you, you know, remind them that you love them, you know, stop being so mean to everybody. You know, you never know what can blossom out of a single conversation. So keep an open mind to people you meet. And, you know, just be nicer to one another. You know, we're not going to be here for much longer. As I'm seeing it. The world's getting nuts. So
I love it, dude.
Kobe died. They took Kobe from us. They took Kobe, bro.
Hey, rest in peace, Kobe. We have not been able to talk about that on this show.
They took Kobe from us, man.
But hey, man, I know one thing. You know, I don't know much, but I know one thing's for sure, dude. You and I will never lose touch, man. I love you. I appreciate you coming on once again. Stay safe, and I can't wait for you to be back in Duval, my boy.
Listen, you'll be one of the first people I call when I touch down to Jacksonville, Florida.
Hey, all right, man. We'll catch you later.
All right, thank you so much.
Holler.
Yo.
Fourth down didn't work. Minshew downfield, and the pass is caught by DJ Chark. Pass is caught. Allen. Nice move. First down. Minshew to Fournette in the backfield. Picked off. Intercepted by Harrison. Forced by the Jacksonville defense, though. We keep pushing each other like this. We keep loving each other like this. We keep going out and battling like this. I promise you, bro. I promise you, bro. If it's up, we ain't stopping. We ain't stopping. Family on me. Giants on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Hey guys, your boy Paulie Walnuts back, and we're going to talk about the Jags, some of the moves that they have made so far in free agency. It's been an awkward one like we've never seen before with the whole COVID-19 crisis. But we're going to give it a go. I got my brother from another mother, my buddy Rooks, on the other line. How you doing, bro?
Hey, man. Good morning. How you doing?
Doing good, man. Hope you're staying safe through all of this this madness going on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So first of all, you know, not sure if you heard about this, but, you know, with the whole COVID-19 thing going on, Tony Baselli was actually hospitalized for 5 days with the virus, and he is back home now. hope he continues speedy recovery. But I saw that one. That's one of the more notable people, especially in the Jacksonville, North Florida area that I've heard of that has contracted it. But
For sure. Glad to hear that he's doing better, and we send out our thoughts and prayers to him and his family, and hopefully we can get him into the Hall of Fame next year, right?
I mean, Jesus Christ, what's going on, dude?
Goodness gracious.
Fucking crazy. But anyway, so there's something that I definitely want to bring up first. You actually called it. I think it was episode 2 when we talked about the Jags and the whole Gardner Minshew, Nick Foles coming back. And you even said that you could see, when I said, they got to trade him. And you said that you could see a team like Chicago with the pieces around and not their guy behind center.
Right.
And that's what happened, man. So you got any thoughts on Foles to the Bears? I mean, it was a 4th round pick, but it clears up a bunch of cap space.
Right. I'm actually surprised a little bit that it all actually played out the way that it did. They actually have came out and said that it's going to be an open, competition for him and Trubisky, and him, I mean Foles. But as far as the trade goes, I was very surprised about it. Our offensive coordinator went over to Chicago, and obviously that had a lot to do with it. Just like when he came here, that I guess he really believes in Nick Foles, and he thinks that he can win another Super Bowl with him. But I'm excited to see if we stick with Gardner Minshew as the starter. Obviously, maybe there's some free agency quarterbacks still out there.
Yeah,
and,
like Jameis, Cam.
Right.
Yeah, we've already kind of talked about that.
All right. Yeah, no, but I am glad to see that we got him off of our books, and I know there's still going to be some dead money this year, right? And,
like 18.75 mil in dead money. It clears up 26.875 million for next year.
I don't think he's a bad quarterback, Foles.
I don't think
I hear you talking the numbers. The numbers were he got a really big deal. But I think he's good, but it's just he's never finished the season. All the things you hear about him, it's just me personally, I don't want to go through that again next year.
No, not at all. And I've definitely wouldn't want to see them make a mistake. Trying to bring somebody in like Jameis Winston. We've talked about the Cam Newton thing. I like Cam. I think he can ball out. He's definitely healthy now. But he's going to want top dollar. And that's the other thing with some of the moves that they've made in free agent signings. Shad Khan basically made it known, especially at the end of last year, he was like, it's a win now mandate, if you will, for the organization. And some of the acquisitions, I mean, they're good players, but they're just kind of like mid-tier. And it seems like Caldwell is still trying to work for the long-term goal rather than trying to win now. But we'll talk about some of these signings. Tyler Eifert, tight end, former team was the Bengals.
I'm excited about that one.
Yeah, he actually, I watched him eat up my Steelers, when he was healthy a couple of good times.
Division. Right.
Yeah. So I think that, 2019, what do we got here? Full season, he had 43 catches, 436 yards, 3 touchdowns. The risk is, in his 7-year career, he's missed 53 games.
Yeah. It's like when he's healthy, he balls, and when sometimes he's just not there. So, well, like I said, I'm excited about it. We'll see.
Yeah, the Jags, I think their worst offensive position was the tight end last year. So adding anybody, I feel like all we can do is go up from there.
Right, and I believe O'Shaughnessy will be back, and he was actually having a breakout season last year, so that'll be cool too.
Yeah, for sure. They also signed another AFC North player, Joe Schobert, linebacker, former team was the Browns.
Right, middle linebacker, right?
Yes, and in the last 3 seasons, he has the 3rd most tackles of any player. He has 8.5 sacks, 7 forced fumbles, and 6 interceptions.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know they've done the pause comparison out there a few times.
Yep. You know, and I think minimal risk because he's durable. You know, he's started every game he's played and just missed 3 games in the last 3 seasons. So I definitely feel like that's something the Jags need.
I agree, and it's pretty cool that it'll give the Jaguars and Miles Jack is going to slide back to I believe it will be the weak side, right?
Yeah.
So he'll be able to slide back out there where he can use his athleticism, and hopefully, Miles Jack obviously he's learned a lot already, but hopefully he can learn even more from this guy coming in, because they say this guy is like a quarterback. Well, obviously the middle linebackers always and should be the quarterback of the defense, but they say this guy's just really good at anticipating, what's going on and reading what they're trying to do. So hopefully he can, put our guys into the places they need to be to make the plays that they can make with their athleticism.
For sure. I totally agree. Those first two signings were, I don't really have too much negative to say about them. Like we said, they could only go up from where they've been the tight end season.
For sure. And they were both positions, like you said, that they needed some depth at. And so, we definitely needed both of those positions desperately.
Yeah. Now, this next one we'll bring up is Rodney Gunter, defensive end. Former team was Arizona. I don't personally know much about him. He's 6'5", 305 pounds. He can play inside and outside on the line.
Right. I think they're bringing him in to try to help against the run. And then, obviously, with the loss of Calais Campbell, and then and Marcel Darius also, which, by the way, as far as I know, still hasn't been signed by anybody. So
right, yeah.
I'm kind of hoping that they can work something out with him again. Former first-round pick.
I agree.
At Alabama.
Yeah.
So.
I agree. Gunter has had 126 tackles and 11 sacks in his 5-year career. I feel like they're adding that just in anticipation with the next player I want to bring up, Yannick Ngakoue.
Right.
Which it sucks. I like him, but he has continued to express, that he wants to play elsewhere. He doesn't want a long-term deal, and he's yet to sign the franchise tag.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if the Jags were planning.
They offered him a pretty lucrative deal at the beginning of last year, but I guess it wasn't as much as he felt that, his production is worth. And honestly, I don't know the exact numbers, but I believe he's broken some Jaguar, like he has some franchise records for sacks. I think as a rookie, I want to say. Or I think Josh Allen broke that last year, but I know that Unique has quite a few. He's definitely on our all-time, I want to say, in our top 3. And I think he deserves a big contract. Hey, Paul, check this out. How do you sack a quarterback?
Huh. How?
Unique up on him. Hey, Pete, how do you sack another quarterback?
How?
The same Ngakoue.
Dude. I love it.
Yes. Yeah, I'm a big fan of number 91.
Yeah, man, and I'm hoping this franchise tag wasn't a strategic way for the Jags to, I don't know, could be moved to get a trade value for him. I'm not really sure what's going on with that. But I hope, I hope whatever it is, maybe with Coughlin being gone, hopefully things will change. We talked about it before, with being the most players being the most fined.
It's such an unfortunate end to Coughlin's career.
It's such an unfortunate.
I know I just made a joke, but all seriousness, I'm stuttering. But all seriousness, he really, I really thought that, I really liked the guy, and it's just unfortunate the way that it went down, at the end.
I agree. But, it is what it is. Hopefully that now with him being gone, maybe they can just continue to put personnel in there that are kind of like players, coaches, and players, staff. Because it seems like, the organizations, aside from Belichick, man, the ones with the most success, I mean,
right.
Their coaches and their staff seem to be like really in tune with their players, where Coughlin kind of just seemed that old school. He was just still in that old school, it's gonna be my way or the highway,
A lot of players didn't agree with it.
Yeah, but anyway, that's water under the bridge as far as I'm concerned. I appreciate you, talking to me, man. These are just a couple of the moves.
Sure.
Maybe we can check in again in a couple of weeks, see if anything else has happened. This whole virtual draft or whatever they're talking about, I'm like, and how are they scouting right now? They're doing like Zoom interviews. I'm like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, everything is definitely upside down.
But anyway, we'll keep in touch.
It was really good talking to you, and I appreciate it, man.
All right, appreciate it, brother. Nothing but love. Stay safe out there, and I'll catch you next time.
All right.
Hey guys, Paulie Walnuts here, and with the crisis of the COVID-19 virus, commonly known as the coronavirus, also known as SARS-2, I believe, I'm touching base with my good friend up in New Jersey, because the New York, New Jersey area is one of the epicenters of the virus, and we're just trying to figure out what life is like for the average family who's been on lockdown, I believe, for a month, maybe more. Mike, how you doing, homie?
What's going on, man? Maintaining, I guess, is the word I would use.
Yeah, I can only.
It's been. Yeah, sorry.
No, I can only imagine. Honestly, we've only recently been on the lockdown at home, and man, I'm already going stir crazy. How long have you guys been, basically on stay at home lockdown?
For 4 weeks. Monday will be our 5th week.
Wow.
Yeah. So Clay's been on distance learning. He just ended his 4th week, which that's been fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's ton of work. We're all trying to figure it out, me and the wife,
Yeah, the one thing I've learned from trying to help Lucy in the past couple weeks that she's been on the basically the distance learning is, man, math, I'm good at math, bro, but they are reteaching all sorts of strategies that I do not know, and I'm like, look, this is the right answer, but I cannot do it the way you want me to do it.
Dude, I'm in the background with my phone Googling stuff behind his back while he's looking at the computer. I'm like, it's either that or you're gonna learn how to carry the one, kid.
Yeah, I feel you, brother.
So yeah, I mean that's been taking up our mornings, into the afternoon, and then if the weather's cooperating, I take them out in the backyard and we'll throw the football or walk around the neighborhood. But lately it's every other day it's been raining, and today it's windy and cold, so a lot of Call of Duty. Not gonna lie.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and he just started his spring break, so he's got no schoolwork for the next 10 days. So, it is what it is, man. There's 5 of us in the house.
Yeah, because you're up there, you're living with your parents, correct?
Yes.
And
they're in their 70s.
Right.
So
how are your folks doing?
They're doing good. My mother goes out still. Her and her girlfriend went to ShopRite, which is our local grocery store, this morning, which they do every Friday.
Right.
So that's really it. That's all we do. It's once a week we'll go food shopping, and Marianne's working.
That's what that was going to be one of my questions. Is I know that she is a nurse. Where is she working at? Is she working at a private facility? Is she working in the hospital? I mean, how is this taking a toll on her? And then in turn, her being in the medical field, I mean, how does that affect your home life?
Well, she was smart. She opted not to get a job at a nursing home. So what she's doing now is private home care. It's what she did up here before we moved to Florida. So she goes directly from here to a person's house that has a sick child, a disabled child, and she just works with that one person in their home for the day. You know what I mean? She's doing 16-hour shifts 3 days a week.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, she did sign up to do the testing at over here where the first major testing area was going to be what's called the PNC Art Center. It's a place where they have concerts and stuff like that.
Right.
And she filled out all the paperwork, but I don't know what happened. They reached out to her. The money was excellent, so she was going to take the chance, but then they never called back. So, so right now she's doing that private home health care, which limits her exposure. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. So what is what they keep stressing to be in a routine. I know, dude, when you can't go anywhere, do anything. I mean, that's about the hardest fucking thing to do, is being a routine.
Oh yeah, I mean,
so what's your daily life like? I mean, what are you doing to keep your sanity, son?
Man, I don't even know, dude. I'm every day it changes. It's brutal. It's well, like I said, we were waking up doing the schoolwork, which was cool. Then it's just watching TV. I'll watch the news. I'll go downstairs, talk to my father. We'll watch the news together, and eating. That's all I do.
And
I'm
eating.
in and out the fridge. I'm having breakfast and a second breakfast.
Oh my guy.
Then a lunch, a third lunch, and then while we're eating breakfast, we're talking about what we're having for dinner. You know what I mean?
Oh,
it's nuts. And dude, last week I watched 3 seasons of this show in a day and a half.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, like staying up to 12, 1, 2 in the
Wow.
morning,
Yeah.
waking up at like 9, you know, and there is no, I mean, what do you do, you know?
I hear you.
Clay and I yesterday, because it was raining, we literally played Call of Duty the entire day, and it's like I got PTSD from it. I'm hearing frag grenades. I'm hearing frag grenades going off in my sleep. I'm waking up in cold sweats, like frag out, frag out. I'm like,
Oh, Charlie's flanking. Charlie's flanking.
get down, get down.
Yeah. Oh God.
And we're fighting. Like, you know, he's 9, I'm 42. And me and him are arguing like I'm 5 and he's 9. You know what I mean?
I feel you. Yeah. So tell me, what is the homeschool situation like? I mean, is it mainly all online learning? Because I know down here, I mean, they were distributing laptops to kids that don't have them. You know, Lucy, she's on her laptops, and it's a lot of the online activities that she was already doing, but then she has kind of like it's not on Zoom, but like similar to like the Zoom meetings where she has live meetings every day. I mean, is that kind of what
Oh,
she's
really?
doing? Yeah.
No,
what's it like up there?
there's no. We're on Google Class. I believe it's called Google Classroom. There's no live meeting at all. Like you go to the school's website in the morning. You click on his grade, 3rd grade. You click on his teacher, and then bam, there's a list of math, reading, writing, social studies, science.
Right.
And under each category, each subject, there'll be a link to the actual work.
Yeah.
And then what do they call it? The resource in Florida, they call it the resources. Like, you know how like one day of the week they have gym. And one day they have music,
They're essentially the electives.
Yeah. So he's got that too. And
Okay.
I think because me and the wife, we rotate. Like she'll do a day, I'll do a day. So I think like Drew's like one day for art, he had to draw something, and then she took a picture and emailed it to the teacher.
Yeah, Lucy had to do something like that as well. But honestly, I think it might be because the first week that they were doing this, the servers, the Duval County Public School servers, were crashing left and right. And my mom being a teacher and my sister being a teacher, like my mom's doing live meetings every day with her teaching staff and with her students and this and that. And
Sure.
And just I've kind of got the inside on that, but yeah, I mean they were crashing left and right. It was really kind of difficult at first, but now it's getting everybody's kind of getting the stream. It's kind of getting streamlined, and everybody's getting used to it and getting a schedule.
Yeah,
but I think that you guys probably can't.
Sorry.
No, I was gonna say I probably think you guys can't have the live learning is because of how densely populated it is up there. Versus
honestly,
Jacksonville.
his school district, we're in West Long Branch, New Jersey, which is in Monmouth County.
Okay.
We're like right near the city. We're about an hour's drive from Manhattan, but our town is small, so there's only like 400 kids in his school.
Oh shit! Nice.
Yeah. The West Long
beautiful.
Branch.
That
right,
that was like me growing up in Pittsburgh in the borough I lived in.
Right, but like say my friend John's wife, she's a teacher in Ocean Township, which is like the town next to us.
Right.
Now that school district is huge, and she was having a lot of issues there, And then her own children, they go to a different school district because they don't live in Ocean Township. So I mean, it's been going smoothly. There hasn't been any tech problems with it. It's just they're giving the kids, in my opinion, a lot of work.
Right.
You know what I mean? And say like Marion and I were both working every day. I don't know how he would be able to do it all on his own. You know what I mean? Or he'd have to wait till we came home from work and do it at night. Because like I was going to say, the first week we didn't even know like you had to click the turn in button.
Oh shit! So he was doing everything and you weren't turning in.
Yeah. So then the teacher sent us a message, and then we're like, "Oh, okay, that's what you got to do," because there was really like no instructions. There were, if they were very vague. And then, so it took about a week to get the wrinkles out, and now everything's it's okay.
Okay. Well, how would you say? How would you say, all in all, Clay's been adjusting to this whole thing in general? Because Lucy's been adjusting okay. My 4-year-old Ophelia, it's been a little bit more difficult.
Clay, Clay, he He hasn't said a word. You know,
he's just like, fuck it, go with the flow.
Yeah, you know what he's like. You know, he'll come down to me and he's like, "Hey, you want to go throw the football?" I say, "All right, let's do it." And, or kick the soccer ball around, or I'll go up to him and say, "Hey, let's go take a walk to the corner store." You know, I'll get him like a candy bar or something, and I'll get what I want, and it's like a 2 or 3 block walk.
Right.
So, you know, and then we, you know, like I said, we've been playing Call of Duty together. Tonight we're going to rent a movie and watch that one with Harrison Ford and the dog. The Call of the Wild.
Oh, the Call of the Wild. That actually looked really good. I did want to see that.
Yeah. So, and then, you know, other things we're trying to do, you know, it's like tonight, Friday nights, like my parents forever would always order a pizza. That's just what Italians do up here on Fridays. It's like order pizza.
That's what Italians do down here, son.
Right. So,
every Friday, boy, Carmine's. I get me two larges, hand tossed out the door, and forget about it.
Right, but now if you're able to, it's more important than ever because you're supporting a local business.
Right, man. That's Amazon, dude. Have you heard? We'll ask. I'll ask about the conspiracy theories because obviously I'm sure you've heard about the 5G towers. This is all caused by that, and two, people saying like, oh, this is Amazon and the government's way of keeping everybody at home, so Amazon can basically put everybody else out of business and create this global monopoly, if you will, and all this crazy nonsense. But no, I definitely buying local. It's super important in this time more than ever, even before now, but now more than ever. But I mean, tell me how you feel about some of these conspiracy theories going around. Because in UK yesterday, there was a lot of vandalism. There was arson. They were trying to burn down telecoms towers they thought were 5G, but it actually weren't.
Yeah, I didn't hear that. I don't know. That's people doing shit like that in a time like this. They're fucking idiots. You know what I mean?
Oh, forget. Yeah, dude, totally.
As far as Amazon goes, you can't even get nothing on Amazon right now. I ordered some.
Well, that's because 95% of their shit's based out of China.
I ordered some compression socks for my mother. She asked me to get them for her, and they're not coming until the end of the month. And I ordered them last week, where before this all happened, most of the stuff I was ordering was coming next day.
Right, yeah. Especially
for
Prime.
But yeah, like Monday was my birthday, so I ordered takeout from a local place.
Happy belated birthday, my brother.
Yeah, and that's what, brother. But we ordered instead of cooking, I was like, oh, let's just order out. It makes it easier, and you support a local place. And like I said, we get pizzas every Friday, and now it's more important than ever. It's not that you're just ordering something you love to eat, but you're
keeping a local business alive.
Right, like a kid I went to high school with made national news. He owns Federico's Pizza here, and he took out a $50,000 loan to pay his employees. Well,
wow.
Since then, last I heard, he had to close. He was doing takeout and delivery, and now a few weeks later, the last I heard was that the place is actually shut down completely.
Wow!
Now you gotta ask yourself: can these small joints, can they survive another month or 2 months? You know what I mean? You don't know.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Running a restaurant or a bar, running a restaurant or a bar is hard enough when it's good. When it's busy.
Right.
The margins are thin.
Yeah, man. Well, I just want to go ahead, being that we've talked about, the coronavirus so much, I'm going to throw out some numbers right now for our listeners, if they're not aware. As of today, in New Jersey, there's 51,027 confirmed cases, 92 have recovered, and 1,700 deaths. In New York, there's 159,937 confirmed cases. 13,000 have recovered, where 7,067 have died. And down here in Florida, we have 16,323 confirmed. We don't have any numbers on recovery, and 371 deaths, with Duval County having 589 confirmed and 371 deaths. So this is very serious. It is spreading, and I feel like the public and a lot of this misinformation and conspiracy theory is like, not enough people have taken it serious enough, and now we're going to pay the consequence for it, and it's only going to delay us being able to get back to normal.
And who knows what the new normal is going to be? The other day I found myself, because we just moved back here a few months ago. It was February 22nd is when I landed,
right?
And that was so Clay had about 3 weeks of normal life. We were going skating. I was taking him skating to the local parks, and his mom, my wife came 2 weeks after we came, and then a week after she came is when we went on lockdown.
Right.
But here the other day, just out of boredom, I'm looking at Google. Right, I'm Googling skate parks in Manhattan because my biggest thing was I can't wait to when I first came up here before all this happened. I'm like, I can't wait to take this kid skating in the city, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm looking at this dope park, the Pier 62 on the west side. It's got bowls and everything, also known as like Chelsea Pier. And then they're building a brand new park on 109th Street on the upper west side, which I don't know if construction's still going on with that. It said it was supposed to be finished by May. Then after looking at all this stuff, I realized, wait a minute. Who knows when we'll ever be able to even go up there? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because New York was hit so hard, even say in 30 days from now they decide, okay, let's open everything back up. That doesn't mean that you're going to be able to go up there and not get sick. You know what I mean?
Correct. It they're just like, we've flattened the curve and the spreading is starting, has stopped. Like that's their main goal before they start opening back up, is they're trying to flatten the curve. They're basically trying to stop the spread as rapidly as it is and containing a little bit more. Then they'll start trying to get back to a quote unquote new normal, if you will. This morning, on social media was circulating a real chilling video, drone aerial footage of Hart Island, which is an island off the Bronx, which has been used for more than 150 years as a New York City mass burial site. For those who pass with no next of kin or families who cannot afford a funeral, whether it's in the hospitals or inmates, typically
or homeless people, probably
pretty much all the homeless people. Typically, it's the Rikers Island's inmates that are in the work program that do all the burial. But because the demand has been so high because of the body count up there, that they have brought in independent contractors. That's capitalism anyway, but they brought in independent contractors that they're paying now to basically bury on. I mean, these were like pine boxes stacked, 3 or 4 high by like 40 long, and just a couple of people throwing dirt on it. It was definitely very chilling. It's it makes it makes it so real,
When those clips first came out of the Elmhurst Hospital in Queens, one of the public city hospitals, they got hit real hard, and they're backing up refrigerated tractor trucks.
I know,
backing them up to the loading bay, like a loading dock, to store bodies because they got nowhere to put them.
Yeah,
the morgues are full. I mean, the city. You got to think of New York like, all right, you take the train to New York from here. It's like 2 hours because of all the stops. But then everything's so touchy-feely in the city. You hop on the subway, you got to grab poles to hold on while the thing's riding.
And not to mention you're bumping into people.
And your shoulder on a normal day, you're shoulder to shoulder with 100 people in one subway car. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just, how are you gonna? I just don't know how it's going to go back to normal.
I heard Dr. Fauci say that the new normal after all this is we will no longer be able to shake hands. I was like,
yes.
Really? What?
Yeah. And you know how many people I haven't seen, since in 10 years, in the 7 years I lived in Florida, there's people I haven't seen yet, obviously, since I've been home. And when I see them, I'm only going to give them a pound and a hug. And, who knows if no one's going to want to do that. It's weird. Like, you go to the grocery store, and people don't even look at you now. You know?
I know. I went in the grocery
and
store
everyone
with a
sees
mask
these dirty
on. And,
looks.
yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's the whole vibe has changed. It's funny. Like my neighbor, a friend of mine, a kid I grew up with, he lives across the street. I was standing in my driveway, and he was standing across the street in his driveway. We had to have like a 10-minute conversation like that, yelling at each other across the street.
Oh man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, dude, I really appreciate you taking the time to talk with me. I really hope that you and the family are able to stay safe through all of this. I'll definitely be in touch.
Yeah, for sure.
Give my love.
I hope you guys stay well too, because I know Florida was late to doing all this. Like
oh, dude,
up
you already
here
know.
to show all the images of spring breakers partying.
Yeah, capitalism. It's capitalism in a Republican state, bro. You already know. They're shutting everything down at the last minute.
Right.
It's the almighty dollar.
Yeah, man.
All right, brother. I'll be in touch. Man. Y'all stay safe. Love y'all. Until next time.
Yeah, say hello to Lucy for me and Clay and everyone. And yeah, man, give me a call.
Definitely. All right, Paisan.
All right, bro. Take it easy.
Ciao. Hey guys, I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. I'd appreciate it if you like, subscribe, and share the podcast and the channel. Appreciate you bearing with us with this whole COVID-19 crisis going on. We are adapting just like everybody else. Everyone is in our thoughts and prayers. We encourage you to stay strong, stay safe, and we will catch you next time. If you have any questions for me, inquiries about sponsorships, questions for my guests, advertisement slots, anything like that, you can hit me up at paulyonthepod@gmail.com. That's paulyonthepod@gmail.com. Much love to y'all. Stay safe out there. Wash your hands. Later.